How the hell you doing, Brainiacs? Long Island Iced Tea here, ready to talk pro grips with you on a very special edition of Brainbuster Radio because it was the Superstar Shakeup this past week. We're shaking things up and getting as intimate as possible this week with you. We want to give you our feelings. Yes, feelings on professional wrestling this week. Things are shaken up and our feelings are shook. So, this week, I am going to guide you through the diaries of, five distinct characters, people, personalities you've come to know and love, the Brainbusters. We're going to be calling on the telephone. It doesn't get any more intimate in the 21st century than a phone call. We're not talking about a text message. We're not talking about a tweet. We're talking about a phone call where they have to give us their feelings and insert an entry into the Brainbuster Radio Wrestling Diary. Yeah, it's a Colt Cabana gimmick, but we're doing it because if it's good, steal it. And we love Colt. So, for the idea, Colt, thanks. And let's get ready to talk to some Brainbusters, Brainiacs. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters on Twitter, Instagram Junior, and Facebook to give us your thoughts and your feelings on everything that happened this week in professional wrestling. BrainbusterRadio.com is the website you can find this episode and all other episodes. We're going to be talking to Jumpin' Jacob J today, Vinman, A Man Called Wired, Mil Calzones, and of course Moose the Mark. I'm going to guide you through their thoughts in this very intimate episode, the Brainbuster Radio Wrestling Phone Diaries. Without further ado, let's dial someone up.
Hey,
Vinman.
What up, Long Island? How are you?
Brainbuster Radio's Phone Diaries. Wrestling Phone Diaries. I'm working the phones this week, but the title is Wrestling Phone Diaries. That's all right with you?
Yeah, that's working for me.
I know you're a big fan of working the phones, but that's not the title of the show. That's just what I'm actually doing.
Okay.
All right, just to clarify. All right, this week it's Phone Diaries because I'm getting personal wrestling thoughts from all the Brainiacs and Brainbusters, and I want to know your personal thoughts on one thing I'm asking everybody, your feelings, all the way down to your core, and then one I'll only ask you. That's how we'll do it, this gimmick. First one, I'm asking everybody this. How do you feel about a Viking Experience?
I love the gimmick, but the name kind of ruins it. It's basically saying these guys are just two big nerd LARPers, and they're imposters. They're not real. I mean, I love dressing people up as Vikings and having them go around and do Viking things, but this is just, it's ridiculous.
It's too spot on with the name, I think. We know that they're a Viking Experience. That's what you get with them, but it'd be like calling T.L. Hopper the plumber.
Well, that'd be gimmick infringement there. But
it's too spot on.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it'd be I don't know, like calling, if the Undertaker's name was instead just Grim Reaper. It's too dead on. It's gotta be a little subtle. So that's
yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, we've seen Doink the Clown. I mean, that was pretty direct, telling those people, exactly what they are or what he was. But yeah, it's disappointing.
But at least his name was Doink and not just the Clown or the Clown Experience. That's
the Clown Experience.
The Clown Experience. Oh man, I hope that's not down the line. Actually, that'd be good. The Clown Experience and the Viking Experience going toe to toe at Survivor Series. It sounds more like a Survivor Series team name than a tag team name. Now that I think
that's
about
actually
it.
a very good point. Yeah, the Viking Experience is a Survivor Series team name, especially if they ever team up with the Berserker and Sarah Logan.
No, that would just be the Four Norsemen, then, as some people have been saying on Reddit. All right, well, the Viking Experience, they're here to stay. Do you think it kills their career?
At least for right now, yeah. I mean, they're just going to be looked upon as a big joke.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to be something that they're going to have to fight against. But I think Ivar and Eric are two talented individuals, and their in-ring work and their ability to really believe that they're Vikings, I think, is going to carry them to the top of the WWE mountain.
Well, you say that, and yes, they are. They're excellent performers. There's no doubt about that. But does the average person even care about that? I mean, they're just they're probably just watching this. These guys look really cool, and then it's like, well, what the hell? And then the commentary was not helping them either.
No, they weren't. These guys get together with their friends every weekend, and they make their own weapons, and they go to the local park, and they dress as Vikings. Oh, they're badass. I can't wait for. Do you think we'll get a tag team where Michael Cole's going to say, these two individuals are very much into wearing robes and cloaks, and they get together they fashion their own wands, Corey Graves, and they make spells together, and they are the Harry Potter Experience.
Yeah, I think they've learned their lesson on this, and this will be the last experience for a while, I think.
Well, no, you say that, but just wait for the Velveteen Dream Experience to come to the main roster.
Well, if there's anybody whose name should be the Experience, it's probably him.
God knows he is one. Oh, my. I won't even ask you about him. He wasn't a part of the Superstar Shakeup, which is what I do want to ask you about. What stood out most to you about things getting shaken up on Raw and SmackDown? For me, of course, it's the big dog taking over the Blue Yard.
Well, yeah, I'd say that was certainly the biggest star power that changed hands. I have no doubt about it was Big Dog. But then also you got to look at Lars Sullivan, a very dangerous man, going over officially a part of the Blue brand. Now, we've only really seen him, beat up on, retired wrestlers and small guys, but, he does look like he's, a very formidable opponent, and that's going to be very interesting, especially if he crosses paths with the Big Dog.
If Lars Sullivan and the Big Dog get down, this is going to be really interesting because I think he might be the only man on SmackDown Live who's capable of stopping that freak, Lars Sullivan. Everyone else is, I don't think, big enough or effective enough to take down Lars Sullivan. Maybe the WWE champion with that head kick, but Lars Sullivan looks like that noggin could probably take a few super kicks to the head or even a Trouble in Paradise. He's got a gigantic melon. That is one of the biggest heads in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, those two may be maybe the top two guys. I mean, you got Samoa Joe moved over to the Raw brand. I mean, there's AJ Styles moved over to the Raw brand.
Yes,
I mean,
the best thing about the shakeup. The best thing about the shakeup, besides the Big Dog going to SmackDown, is that now there are a lot of people capable of just beating Seth Rollins and taking the title from him, hopefully at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that is something we're all looking forward to, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later.
Okay, real quick to tag along with the shakeup. I don't think it was part of the shakeup, but it was teased on both shows. Who's behind the puppet in the box? What is the little house that with the creepy music? Who's playing house? What the hell's going on? Is it Black Rain?
It doesn't appear to be Black Rain based on some of the most recent announcements for that Double or Nothing pay-per-view. But it kind of, with the way it's shot, it kind of appears to be a Bray Wyatt type situation. But, it's hard to even speculate on this. I mean, this could be a creature that we've never seen before.
How badly are you hoping that it's not Bray Wyatt?
Oh, my goodness. That's pretty much all I want to see right now. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's Abyss. That's going to be how I'm going to go with my prediction right now.
Abyss. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want it to be Bray Wyatt either, but not because I don't like Bray Wyatt. I just want more. I want someone that could maybe feud with these puppets against Bray Wyatt. This is what it's all about. This has main event of WrestleMania all up on it.
It's definitely a WrestleMania caliber match.
Or at least I don't know, like the main event of the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, because on WWE.com there is a kind of a dream match scenario article for WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, and the top graphic is the Big Dog and the Rock in front of that pirate flag.
Oh yeah, that's been the dream match for a long time. I hope we get it, but I don't. It could. I don't know. That's so.
That's it for another show. That's for another show. We're talking about the shakeup, and things in the New Day get shaken up, and the Superstar Shakeup. It was so ferocious and so aggressive and so life changing that things shook for the New Day, and Big E turned into a white French Canadian guy, and now it's the Big O. He's the Big O.
That was funny. I will give him that. That's maybe the best thing Kevin Owens has ever done.
Being a member of the New Day.
Yeah.
Do you think Big E's going to return and beat the hell out of the Big O? Is the Big O going to infiltrate the New Day, get them to stop eating pancakes, and then Big E's going to return to the New Day and teach them how to be the New Day again?
I don't know if that's going to happen. I think they'll still be the New Day, and there'll be 4 New Day members at that point.
I'm hoping the Big O turns the New Day into 3 evangelical preachers, and then Big E's got to return, and they wear suits, and then Big E comes back and teaches them how to wear crop tops again. That's what I'm hoping for with that angle.
And they could happen. We'll see how it plays out. But right now, the Big O. When are we going to see the real Big O?
I think he's out of wrestling. The one from Zack Ryder's internet show, the jacked up Big O. Yeah, he's done. He was on Tough Enough. Remember, he didn't even make the cut.
That's kind of disappointing.
I don't really think so.
He won a battle royal on Long Island at one point.
He did, but if I was going to tell you, if I was here to tell you from Tough Enough, you get the Big O or Tough Patrick. Who are you taking?
Oh well, it's Tough Patrick, but I'd say that there is room for both.
Well, I know you got to get out of here soon, Vinman. You're planning for your trip for Evolve 127 and 128, where Cassius Ohno will take on Adam Cole, baby. So I know you got to get ready for that.
Yeah, I got to get out of there for that, but it was a wonderful time talking to you, Long Island, and I can't wait to do it again next week.
Doesn't it? Yeah, in person. But doesn't it feel good to get intimate and let everything out in a diary? We need to do this more.
I think we do, and that'll be maybe more in-depth episodes on Brainbuster Radio.
All right, Vinman. Well, enjoy the aftermath from the shakeup. Get ready because it's a brand new, what do we call it now? A new generation, era, day? What is it next week?
The new era generation.
It's the new era generation of Raw and SmackDown next week. We're ready for it. We'll see you next week, Vinman.
Good day. Hello?
Triple J.
Yes.
Do you like that you're on Working the Phones, Brainbuster Radio, Working the Phones, or Brainbuster Radio, the Wrestling Phone Diaries?
I believe we were working the phones in the past, so why not go with the diaries?
Yeah, something new. That's all right. Vinman's pushing me for working the phones. I am working the phones, but this is a Wrestling Phone Diary, and I need to. Diaries are your thoughts, your most intimate thoughts about very, very personal subjects. So I'm going to ask you 2. One I'm asking everybody, and the one I'll only ask you this week. First up, the one I'm asking everybody. What are your personal feelings about the Viking Experience?
Oh my gosh. I was furious. I felt like Moose the Mark whenever that happened. First of all, I don't even know did they name one of them Igor?
Ivar. Eric and Ivar.
I thought it was like Igor, like they were going to put a hump in his back and have him hobble around the castle or something.
They're not doing
if they wanted to rename these guys, why didn't they do it in NXT?
It's now a known thing. If you go to Raw or SmackDown, you're getting a new name or you're losing a portion of your name.
Well, right. That's evidently clear. We saw that in CN's not even CN anymore. He's just on Andrade, I believe. But the Viking Experience, that's a horrible name. That sounds like something that you pay $30 to do on a weekend, you know.
So yeah, that's my follow up to that question is there a Viking Experience at the Kecksburg Fair or the Westmoreland County Fair?
No, definitely not. Not much Viking paraphernalia or lore out in these parts. Now, if you're looking for Bigfoot, absolutely, but Viking, it really hasn't taken off in these parts yet.
Oh, I'd love to see a Bigfoot gimmick come around. What do you think the name change hurts superstars whenever they lose a name or they get named something like the Viking Experience? Are they dead in the water? People are some people on Moose's Reddit or on Twitter are saying they're the next Ascension.
No, they're not dead on arrival because they're not really. At least we don't believe they're changing what's happening inside that 20 by 20. I mean, look at the Authors of Pain. They got called up, and the only thing happened is they told Paul Ellering to beat it. And they were still tag team champions, although they were, pretty forgotten over the whole past year. At least
one of them got hurt.
I saw them at the Waffle House.
Yeah, one of them got hurt though. We got to give them that credit. One of them did get hurt, so I'm assuming they'll be back to. I mean, can you imagine the Authors of Pain going toe to toe with the Viking? Are they ready for a Viking Experience? Those two, I don't know.
No one's ready for a Viking Experience. I'll say that.
I am. Can you still chant war when the Viking Experience walks out?
I sure hope so.
I will be. All right, next question.
I will be also.
This is the only you're getting this question, and only you really have the insight into everything going on with Ring of Honor and All Elite Wrestling in terms of the on-screen product. So I'll ask you just quick questions about those promotions. Ring of Honor has officially announced Guerrillas of Destiny versus the Briscoes. It's happening in Chicago at one of the, I believe, War of the Worlds branded shows. Yeah. This is not a pay-per-view from what I understand, correct?
No,
this is a television taping.
You're right. It's not one of their traditional, you got to call your cable provider to order paper.
Does that
I don't believe
diminish the gravity of this, the best tag team match booked in 2019?
It probably does a little because, admittedly, you're going to have. I believe you're going to have less eyes on it because it's going to be Honor Club only. It's not going to be one of their traditional pay-per-views. So, I mean, it's not going to be. I guess you have to say yes just for that fact, but it's still going to be amazing to see these two hook up. I know that's something you're also looking forward to.
I think it's the best tag match of the year, and I think it's actually smart to do it this way because even if you put it on a regular pay-per-view, I think this match is too hot for pay-per-view. It could only happen on the Club.
There's no reason that the match cannot happen on pay-per-view also in the future, say at Best in the World, which I believe is coming up this summer.
That's possible. There's no tag match announced for that. We do know the World Championship match. PCO, who I just watched last night, pinned the World Champion in a 6-man tag at Masters of the Craft. Do you, unlike WWE, pins on the champion and contractual rematches are a thing, and because of it, a person that's not even a person, because we know PCO ain't human, gets a title shot at Matt Taven. Is this the kind of main event that Ring of Honor needs for best in the world?
Well, I thought that match was happening in Toronto at War of the Worlds also.
This is a War of the Worlds match? Oh, you're right. It is in Canada.
I believe it was.
It is. So we don't even have the best in the world title match for Baltimore booked in June.
No, and we're far enough out on that right now.
Oh my goodness! So we could see PCO win the championship in his home country. That might be a little unfair to Taven.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, first of it, it's just unfair because Matt Taven's not even fighting a human. That's unfair to begin with.
That Ring of Honor's got a lot
but it's no conspiracy.
It isn't. And, this is why I think they're in good shape, because look at this match they're getting to put on, and that's, again, not a pay-per-view match. Imagine what they actually have planned for Best in the World. I have no idea. In Baltimore, it's one of those Friday night pay-per-views. It's going to be real good. Do you think Enzo and Kaz XL are there? Because the rumors, like Sasha Banks rumors, I don't know if I believe these either, but people are saying that Ring of Honor is completely wiping their hands clean of those two.
I don't know. That's too far, or too much for me to try to speculate. Long Island, do you got an AEW question? Because I got to leave for my Acid 5.
I do. Happy Easter. All Elite Wrestling. We now know that Cody Rhodes will take on Dustin Rhodes at Double or Nothing. Where does this brother versus brother contest rank in the history of big-time pay-per-view brother versus brother matchups? What's the potential here? Is this the right opponent for Cody?
There's really no wrong opponent for Cody at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view event coming up. There's, unless they build something up here very shortly, there's really no personal issues to be settled. This is almost going to be like an exhibition, or two brothers toughing around in the backyard maybe. I believe it's missing some personal issues. I think this match is going to be made on how Dustin shows up. Is he going to be showing up with face paint, and if so, which color face paint, or is he just going to be showing up in a vest? I think that's really what's going to put this thing over the top, if you will.
Oh, my goodness. If this is the Natural versus the American Nightmare, this is going to be better than Brett versus Owen, if you ask me. This could be very good.
That could just be a traditional wrestling match right there.
I'm hoping. And this also helps me scratch off the person behind those puppets is on Raw and SmackDown is not Black Rain. So we can all pretty much put that to rest. Vinman was thinking that it might be Black Rain. So, all right, there you go, Triple J. There's your ring. I could go on and on more about Ring of Honor and all these matches getting booked. I can't keep track. We appreciate you. All the Brainiacs do, and they all hope that you have a wonderful Easter, and they look forward to speaking with you next week, just as I do, about professional wrestling.
Yes, the same to all the Brainbusters and all the Brainiacs out there. Happy Easter, and also happy wrestling.
Hello.
A man called Wired.
Long Island. What are you doing?
I'm looking to get your entry into the Brainbuster Radio Pro Wrestling Phone Diary for this week's episode, where we get your intimate thoughts on professional wrestling.
Lacey Evans.
Not your intimate thoughts when you're in the bathroom getting out of the shower.
I mean more often than that, but I hear what you're saying. Something different. Okay.
I'll ask you about Lacey Evans in a minute, but first I want to ask you the question I'm asking all the Brainbusters as they enter into the phone diary. Are you prepared for a Viking experience?
An experience is something that we should all, dwell on and make sure that we're enjoying to the fullest. I wasn't really expecting it. I was caught off guard, so I don't know if I'm ready for this experience to happen right this second. Maybe in a couple weeks, once I fully understand what the heck is going on over there.
So you think that it's possible that we could all get used to the Viking Experience being the name of our former favorite tag team, the War Raiders?
I guess, but are they an experience? Are they even Vikings? I guess that's my confusion. And for me to get onto this experience, I don't know. I mean, even War Machine and even War Raiders were just two better names. And I think a lot of people, including myself, don't know what to expect of this name and why it is the way it is right now.
Do you think it's going to be revealed, as Vinman has said, that these guys are just live-action role players and they are really just big nerds who are wrestlers, and that's what their gimmick's going to be?
I do expect them to be on the next episode of Up, Up, Down, Down, possibly.
Oh God, let's hope not. I'm hoping we get some video packages of them eating like goats that are hardly even dead, and stabbing things with big old swords and axes. But the Viking Experience is definitely an issue, hot button issue this week in pro wrestling. But now some more intimate questions that these are just for a man
Lacey
called
Evans.
Wired. Lacey Evans, yes, we're talking her because she is the first person to get a shot against Becky Lynch, Becky two belts for those two titles. Why is Lacey Evans the person to get this honor versus anybody else? It's her first feud in the WWE. Why is it her women's right?
Because she deserves this. It's her right. She earned it. Unlike other people like Charlotte who were given the opportunity, she earned it. She beat a formidable opponent in Natalya, and it's her right, and she proved it. And then, come on, the gracious, the almost looked like a Giselle moonsault in the air. That's what a real woman looks like when she's performing those types of actions. And if you really want to know, I'll tell you what real men look like when she's performing those actions as well.
I don't want to see that. You could post those pictures on your own Tumblr page. What about the moonsault though? Is it better than Charlotte's? Can you honestly sit there and tell me her moonsault's better than the Queen's?
There's more to it than the Queen's. The Queen, and I'm kind of, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth even calling her that now with Lacey Evans right on her tail. That moonsault has more to it than what Charlotte does, and I think it's actually like 100 times better.
That's totally false. She needs to jump off of two ropes just to get it off. I think that's cheating. But, it's your women's right to believe that. How many
matches has Charlotte won off of that moonsault? Let me ask you that.
Oh, at least two or three. How many
times has she gone into a pinfall after that moonsault and won a match?
Well, I watch a lot of pro wrestling, so I can't recall the exact match she won with using it, but I know she has, Wired. That's all that matters. The Queen could win with any move. What's next for Charlotte Flair, then, if she's not in line for a shot at Becky Lynch in a rematch? She never lost at WrestleMania.
Just more chun-chun at this point. I mean, she's preoccupied. She's going to have to figure out her schedule now that Andrade's on another show. Hopefully, the distance giving her a little bit of rest at this point. I don't know if that's going to happen. But who's in line for Charlotte? What's in line next for her? Really, it just seems like another Mexican beach at some point in the near future. Really don't see much coming out of Charlotte.
Let's get into the tea. Let's spill the tea. Do you think WWE put Chon on Raw to break him and Charlotte up?
No, I think just to give Charlotte a rest. She's probably worn down.
Do you think this is
nothing's going to keep the two apart? I mean, really think about it. But got to give her a break. At least on a Monday and a Tuesday night. 2 nights out of the week would be is a good break for Charlotte.
Well, it's not fair. Why does Naomi get to go to Raw with Jimmy Uso, but Charlotte has to stay apart from Chon?
I don't know, but that move made Monday Night Raw basically unwatchable at this point.
Get out of here. For what reason?
For obvious reasons.
I'm not even going to get into it with you on that. So, Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch, it's the next big match in the women's division. Do you actually think Lacey could take one or both of those belts? Do you really believe it?
Well, I mean, I think she can't take both because I believe it's only for the Raw Women's title. And I definitely think, Becky, glass jaw, in herself proved it after the second women's right. Couldn't handle the first one. I mean, handled the first one nicely, but those were because of the heels. Didn't really get a lot on them. When you put the boots on Lacey Evans, that woman's right is deadly.
She puts her whole force into it. I get that. I don't know. I'm interested to see how Becky defends these belts. Which reign's going to last longer, hers or Kofi Kingston's?
Kofi, I'm going to say Becky's, because I don't know if Kofi's really. He seems too preoccupied with the New Day. He's really not focusing on his on what's maybe to come in front of him very shortly. And plus, for obvious reasons.
I don't know those reasons. Is it because he's got a new member of the New Day? I feel like he's more focused than ever. Now he's got the Big O backing him up.
The Big O on the show. I mean, Big O. That was an interesting moment at SmackDown Live when he introduced the New Day from the backstage, kind of letting everybody behind the curtain a little bit.
They've never even shown Big E doing that.
I know.
But the Big O gets to do it.
Big O. He was just the Big E.
Seems kind of messed up that Big E never got the camera on him doing that, but the Big O does. I'd be upset if I was Big E.
It's Xavier Woods got his big camera moment. Big O got his big camera moment. I'm waiting for Big E's and Kofi's at this point.
Well, I have a theory I was going over with Vinman. I think the Big O is going to try to turn the New Day into evangelical preachers. They're going to start wearing suits, and then Big E is going to have to return from injury and teach them how to be the New Day again. And he's going to feud with it's going to be the Big O and Big E in a big showdown sometime, maybe SummerSlam.
The Big E right now, the Big O right now seems to be in a fairy tale land. Like,
wait, why is it? Why is he? Wait, why is he the Big O, but Big E's just Big E? Is it just Big O or is it the Big O?
I think Big O comes. If you just say Big O, if you say, "Hey, Kevin Owens, your name is Big O," it might be a little sour when it comes to his weight. People might think a little negatively towards that. Oh, look at the Big O. So you don't want to say that.
I like
the Big O makes
better.
it a little bit easier.
I like Big K better, actually. I'm calling him Big K. Screw it.
What if there were 3 of them? That'd be interesting.
What song should I be using for my entrance to your wedding?
You look like a Batista guy. That's the one I have pinned down for you. Either Batista or Sable. I haven't decided yet.
I don't get to choose. You're choosing for me.
No, you get to choose, but I'm just saying those are my final 2 if I had to pick one of the 2 for you.
What about Lacey Evans?
That's being used for other reasons that night.
Okay. Then maybe can I do Sunny? I know you want me.
I mean, if you want that to be the biggest lie I told that night, then I understand. That might be usable. But here's the big question. Now, here's the one I really got to know. Is Miss Elizabeth coming to the wedding?
90% yes.
That's actually going down. Last time it was 95, so
it was?
I'm a little worried.
Well, see, the thing is, it's smart booking because, you don't want everything at your wedding booked and expected. You want some surprises, so that's why we're not 100%
Card's subject
confirming.
to change, as we always say.
The card is subject to change. What's the Dr. Milcalsona's coming out to at your wedding?
Some song that I don't know for obvious reasons. I think it's he actually gave that to me. It's called, bear with me for a second here, peoples. There it is. Oh no, I don't have it.
Is it by Billie Eilish?
No, it is not by Billie Eilish. Anything over the age of 18 definitely a requirement, by the way.
Can I come out to Aleister Black's entrance and someone lift?
Inspector by Jane.
Inspector by who?
Exactly. That's why I don't know.
Whose entrance theme is that?
It's not a wrestling theme. He just wants to use a theme.
Oh, what the hell?
The Doctor doesn't like wrestling anymore. What are you talking? Why would he pick a wrestling theme?
I'm surprised he's not coming out to a Triple J song.
You think we can get Triple J to write a song for the Doctor headed into the wedding?
No, but maybe I'll get Triple J to do my entrance for your wedding. Actually, I'm going to call him back right now, and I'm going to ask him if he'll do a theme song for me for
Call
the
him
wedding.
back. Can I ask you, is Triple J still on this I Want to Be Mr. Mark kick from last week?
Yes, Triple J, his diary entry came in before you, but I'm not going to reveal what he said. It's personal. You're going to have to listen back to the episode to hear what he said, but I'd say he's very much still acting like Moose the Mark.
Have you talked to Moose the Mark?
Not yet.
Oh, man, it'd be interesting to put those two side by side and see how many similarities we find. I might have to do that then.
You'll have to. Listen back to the episode, but your portion is done. Diary entry over.
Bye.
Doctor?
Yes.
It's Long Island Iced Tea. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Long Island. I'm just here trying to survive.
Survive where?
Currently, right now, at the Marburger booth, we're setting up at Coachella. We heard Triple J was going to perform down here.
Oh, that's great. Everybody's out doing their own thing this holiday weekend. You're in the desert. I'm by the pool. And everybody's having a great time, and we're all getting intimate this week. I'm calling everybody, getting diary entries. Do you have any intimate pro wrestling thoughts to give us this week?
Well, again, there's not too much wrestling talk. I haven't had a lot of time since I'm busy, but on the music side, again, I've been hearing out here at the Marburger station that there's a drifter walking around just playing his guitar during sets. Like yesterday, I was watching on Friday, I was at the Los Lucanes, and all of a sudden, you just saw a man in the background holding a guitar with a bandana on his hand, just walking around, just playing his guitar.
Was it Antonio Banderas?
I don't know. It was either Antonio Banderas or it might have been Elias. I'm not 100% sure.
Who would win in a fight, Antonio Banderas or Elias?
Now, is it Antonio Banderas by himself or is it Antonio Banderas and Los Lobos?
Antonio Banderas solo.
Oh.
We're talking solo acts.
I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to have to go with Antonio Banderas. You always go for the home country when you don't know. If you don't know who's going to win.
When they go to Mexico, does Elias do that? Does he do, ay?
All I know is that he has a big sombrero and he's definitely drinking a big bottle of tequila.
Oh, well, Doctor, I know you got to get back to things there in the desert. You're looking for the man with the guitar. I just want to know one more thing. What is the doctor, from the medical perspective, what do you think of the Viking Experience?
When I first saw them, honestly I couldn't tell if I was on USA Network or on the A&E channel. I couldn't tell. The Viking Experience, I don't know, they look similar like to that one tag team. What was the tag team on NXT?
War Raiders.
Yeah, they look just like the War Raiders, so if they can be as good as them, I think it'll be okay.
I think you put it perfectly for this episode, and I think you're the last Brainbuster to go, and that's how we'll end it right there then.
All right, and then I'll be here. Anybody who's out here in the desert wants to come down to the Marburger booth. We got stickers, we got BBR T-shirts, we got a limited edition bootleg copies of Triple J doing his demo tape.
You got anything to say to Triple J since you didn't get to talk to him on this episode?
Yes, I'm really disappointed, but you know what? Every time I feel sad or lonely, I look at my phone and I look at a picture of Triple J and I just say, man, I'm lucky to just know such a great person. And then I get through my day.
Have a good day, Doctor.
You too, Long Island. I'll see you, hopefully, pretty soon.
Very soon. And that does it for this week's edition of Brainbuster Radio, Brainiacs. You heard the thoughts, intimate thoughts, and those phone diary entries from all your favorite Brainbusters, who will be back together next week for another edition of BBR. We hope you enjoyed this very special, shaken up edition of the program. Remember, tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters on Facebook, Instagram Junior, and Twitter. For Dr. Mil Calzones in the desert, Jumpin' Jacob J, Vinman, Boost the Mark on the internet gimmicks, and Long Island Iced Tea. I'm Long Island Iced Tea saying, I gotta get the hell out of here and watch some pro-graps.